Hello Group 1, welcome to your reading. First, let's take a look at the overall energy of your next chapter. We have Ten of Swords and the Three of Cups. The underlying energy is Page of Pentacles. Okay, this is a beautiful energy. Group 1, no matter what you've been through in the past, no matter how painful, how heavy, or how hard it's been to let go, even if part of you feels like you'll never fully move on, let me tell you this, none of that will have a place in your new chapter. Yes, the memories might still flash through your mind from time to time, but they no longer carry power over your life. And this is something you're going to personally experience and confirm as you step into this new phase. I'm especially happy to see the Page of Pentacles as your underlying card. First of all, it perfectly represents this new beginning. But more than that, it speaks of something intentional on the long term. This isn't just a short phase. This next chapter is going to last for a while, and you'll be continuously growing within it. You're also stepping into this new chapter as a completely new version of yourself, a new identity, a new mindset. For example, if you used to be impulsive or easily triggered, you are becoming more grounded and humble. If you used to struggle with consistency or lose focus easily, now you are becoming more disciplined, more clear, and more committed to your path. And what I really love here is this. You're not being pushed into this new chapter. You chose this. You've aligned yourself with it. I can see that you have a long-term vision, but you also have practical steps you can take right now. It's like you can already see who you'll become at the finish line. And now you're just walking toward a vision of yourself, step by step. And honestly, what makes me happiest for you is this. You're going to feel joy in this chapter. Yes, you have responsibilities and goals, but you're not doing this alone. You're not struggling in isolation. I see you surrounded by people who are uplifting, warm, and genuinely supportive. They may come from different backgrounds or fields, but they are open-minded, inclusive, and full of positive energy. You celebrate each other's wins, big and small. You share meaningful, even simple moments of life together. This is a space of mutual support, nourishment, and a genuine connection. And another important shift I'm seeing, you are becoming more willing to trust both yourself and others. If in the past you were like a hedgehog, protecting yourself, afraid of getting hurt, now you're opening up. You're willing to show kindness first, to be vulnerable, to share your life, even in small ordinary details, and you will be met with warmth. This new chapter is truly beautiful. Next, let's look at what you need to know right now. We have the Fool card and Knight of Swords in reverse. The underlying card is the Star. This feels incredibly healing. If your last chapter was about learning to release what no longer serves you, then this new chapter is about healing and manifestation. Some of you may not even realize this, but you're actually someone who carries a kind of quiet luck or magic. If things didn't work out for you in the past, it wasn't because you were not capable or because you were doing something wrong. It's because there were inner blockages. This could be limiting beliefs, outdated perspectives, childhood wounds, resistance to freedom, or simply carrying too much emotional weight internally. When your inner world is full like that, blessings, opportunities, inner support can be unconsciously blocked out. But now, you are letting go of the past. You are choosing now to stay entangled in it. Instead, you are seeing life through the lens of your ideal self. And that shift creates space for blessings, for alignment, for manifestation. The star represents a vision that's ahead of its time, something not always understood or appreciated in the past. So following this vision requires trust. In the past, you may have believed that success only comes from pushing harder, so you were tense, forcing outcomes, even trying to control timing. There may have been a fear of falling behind, a sense of lack, but things didn't flow the way you'd expected. That's because some things only align in the right timeline, the one represented by the star. And in that timeline, things unfold naturally. There's no need to force anything. So here's what you need to hear. Your new chapter is about stepping into this new timeline. You don't need to chase validation or false responses from the outside world anymore. Your only job is to trust fully. Do what you're meant to do, and then allow things to unfold. What's interesting is that both the Fool and the Knight of Swords represents action, but in completely different ways. The Fool is light, free, joyful, and flexible. The Knight of Swords is rushed, tense, and unable to slow down. In this new chapter, you are choosing a new way of moving forward, a way that feels lighter, happier, and more aligned. And you start to see your vision become reality step by step. Finally, let's look at how to achieve the best outcome. We have the Knight of Pentacles and the High Priestess. We also have the Sun as the underlying energy. This is perfect. The Knight of Pentacles is exactly how you're meant to move in this new chapter. Steady, patient, consistent, and grounded. The High Priestess represents wisdom, real inner knowing. This means you're not moving forward with doubt anymore. Deep down, you already know. Combined with the Page of Pentacles earlier, it's like your inner High Priestess has already written a new script for your life, and that's why you're able to release the old one and step into this new identity with confidence. So in this chapter, take your time. Slow is the right pace. I know the world is moving fast and slow might feel counterintuitive, but because everything is accelerating, especially with technology, you actually have the space to slow down and focus on what truly matters, such as your creativity, such as your personal growth. If the High Priestess is the hidden truth, then the Sun is full expression, and the truth is, you, the real you, is both the mystery and the light. I see that what you are creating is actually yourself. What you're revealing is your ideal self. Manifestation isn't just the outcome, it's the process. And this process feels joyful, healthy, vibrant, and alive. You are stepping deeper into your own hero's journey, becoming more complete, more confident, more aligned with your true essence. And one more message coming through. For some of you, this new chapter may involve a newborn or a child. Overall, this spread feels incredibly hopeful, with almost a fairy tale-like energy. Even if you always see yourself as serious or mature, in this new chapter, you'll feel lighter, more playful, and more open to new experiences, maybe even more drawn to nature or outdoor life. Your oracle card is Full Moon in Virgo. You are good enough. This immediately tells me that in the past, you've been very hard on yourself, and maybe even now you still have a tendency to doubt or criticize yourself. If that's the case, let this be your wake-up call. Stop doubting yourself. Learn to see your achievements and your mistakes with balance and clarity. And this card also suggests doing some energetic cleansing, organizing your space, doing small acts of kindness, walking barefoot in nature, or starting a healthier routine. Health, in your mind, body, and spirit is going to be a key theme in your new chapter. I absolutely love this energy for you, Group 1. This new chapter feels amazing, rich in experience, growth, and joy. To everyone who chose Group 1, I'm sending you so much love and blessings, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello Group 2, welcome to your reading. First, let's take a look at the energy of your next chapter. We have 6 of Swords and the 10 of Pentacles, with the Queen of Swords as the underlying energy. Okay, this is a very strong energy. What I'm seeing here is that your stance is becoming firmer, your boundaries are clearer, and you are no longer afraid to express yourself. You now have your own rules, your own standards, your own discipline. At the same time, because this is the Queen's energy, you still carry that feminine quality of receptivity and compassion. But the difference is, when you are faced with chaos or unfairness, you are no longer staying silent. You are willing to speak up and stand your ground. The 6 of Swords aligns beautifully with the theme of a new chapter. This is a card of transition and movement, and I strongly feel that Group 2 is entering a calmer, more peaceful phase of life. There's a very clear energy of moving away from drama. Some of you may change your environment. This could be relocating, shifting your lifestyle, or even changing your social circle entirely. With the 10 of Pentacles, some of you may also be transforming your family structure, whether that means becoming independent or building something new of your own. And with the Queen of Swords here, this isn't something that just happens to you. This is a conscious decision. Beyond peace and distance from chaos, I also feel that you're starting to build your legacy. There is a sense of planning, of laying foundations. You are actively creating a harmonious space, whether that's for your work or your creativity or your life. You can think clearly and design your future. For some of you, there's also a strong sense of ancestral connection. You may come from a lineage that carries strong valuable. This could be material wealth, or it could be talents, values, or qualities. But I feel like you want to renew or elevate this legacy, to revive something or fulfill a dream that wasn't completed before. And in this new chapter, I sense that you'll be guided and protected by ancestors or past loved ones. It's not that they were not there before, but there may have been blockages in that connection. But now, that channel feels much more open. Another thing I'm picking up, you'll be making a lot of decisions in this new chapter. There will be documents to review, information to process, things to evaluate, and you're being called to trust yourself more and even be more decisive and assertive when needed. Overall, this new chapter brings you a stronger sense of control and direction, and that control comes from clarity and solid planning. There's real potential here for long-term fulfillment, even something like financial stability and abundance. This is truly beautiful energy. Next, let's look at what you need to know about this new chapter. We have Star and a Queen of Wands. At the bottom of the deck, we have the Queen of Swords appearing again. Okay. There's a bit of overlap with Group 1 here, but the first thing I need to tell you very clearly is this. You will not lose your way in this new chapter. I feel like that's important for you to hear, because with the Six of Swords earlier, you are coming out of a period of mental or emotional noise, and sometimes that noise doesn't even come from external situations. It can come from your own thoughts. You may have a tendency to second-guess yourself. But the star is your compass. It represents direction, vision, and guidance. You don't create a vision for no reason, even if it feels unconventional or not widely understood. That vision exists to guide you forward. Once you have the vision, the next step is simply, how do you move toward it? Some of you may be building a personal brand or identity, something unique that hasn't really been defined before. Again, this ties back to what we said earlier. You are creating your life imprint, your legacy. The Queen of Wands is confident, radiant, and visible. She doesn't hide. She expresses. And a black cat beside her represents fear. Even someone as confident as the Queen of Wands still has fear. But the difference is, fear does not stop her. She coexists with it. She even tames it, turning it into something that serves her, keeping her aware, but not holding her back. And that's exactly what I see for you. In this new chapter, you'll step out of your comfort zone and you'll face your fears and overcome them. And when you finally step into this light, you'll realize something surprising. You were never truly afraid. You were just overthinking or simply unfamiliar with that experience. Once you get used to it, confidence won't be something you selectively show. It becomes your natural state, as part of who you are. And this transformation doesn't happen just once. It's something you choose again and again. To be confident, to respect yourself, to stand in your worth. With all the Queen energy here, you are not in a chasing mode anymore. For you, self-definition is more important than constant action. Because once you truly know who you are, everything that aligns with you, like people, opportunities, resources, will naturally manifest into your life. Group 2 carries a very strong energy of building something meaningful and lasting, something that can even be passed down. And finally, let's look at how to achieve the best outcome. We have 8 of Wands and the Knight of Cups in reverse, with the Devil as the underlying energy. Okay, here's the thing. You are incredibly creative and imaginative, but because of that, you may also have a tendency to get lost in your own inner world. Earlier we said you won't lose your direction, and that's true. On a bigger scale, you are moving toward the right vision, but what I'm seeing here is the pattern. Right when you're close to achieving something, you may get distracted, often by your own thoughts or imagination. Whether it's idealized daydreams or worst-case scenarios, either way, it can cause you to pause. Sometimes you might think, oh, I've done enough. The rest should just fall into place. Other times, you may suddenly doubt your original decision and stop as a way to cut losses. With the Devil here, this pattern is something to be mindful of. Because from your spread, I can feel that your thinking is expansive and abstract. It can sometimes disconnect you from practical, grounded action. And some of you may have questioned whether you are on the wrong path or explored different directions before returning to something more stable or traditional. You might even have judged yourself as inconsistent, like you start strong, but don't always follow through. But the deeper reason isn't lack of discipline, it's that your imagination can become overwhelming and inconsistent. One day it's a beautiful vision, the next day is fear or doubt. So these cards are guiding you to become more grounded. Channel your creativity into an expression through writing, art, or movement. Let it inspire you, but don't let it dictate your actions. And most importantly, don't rush for quick results. Don't rely on luck or shortcuts. Stay steady. Your oracle card here is New Moon in Leo. Confidence is your key to success. This aligns perfectly with your reading. There's a strong energy here of stepping into your power, no longer hiding who you are. In this new chapter, you'll be someone who stands out. You'll be seen, recognized, and appreciated. People will notice your presence, your charisma. If you ever felt like you were just being valued for surface level things, like being overlooked or underestimated, this card is telling you people will begin to see your true depths and qualities. So be confident. You are absolutely worthy of being seen, appreciated, and loved by more people. Okay, to everyone who chose Group 2, I'm sending you so much love and blessings, and I'll see you in the next reading. Hello Group 3, welcome to your reading. First, let's take a look at the energy of your next chapter. We have 3 of Wands and the Magician, with the Devil as the underlying energy. This is very interesting. And don't panic when you see the Devil card. It's not negative here. In fact, this is highly charismatic and a powerful combination. Group 3, in your next chapter, you are stepping into manifestation, but not in a vague or dreamy way. Your manifestation is grounded, practical, and very much under your control. This is about real, tangible outcomes, possibly even multiple desires coming into reality. All 3 of these cards carry a strong sense of ambition. It feels like you finally acknowledge your ambition, accepted it, and now you're ready to act on it. If you used to be more low-key, hard-working behind the scenes, I see a shift here. You're becoming more strategic. Some of you may have held back your talents or abilities before, maybe even unconsciously. But in this new chapter, you are no longer hiding. You are willing to go after what you want, to showcase your skills, to express your charm, and more importantly, to use them skillfully to your advantage. There's also a strong sense that you've been preparing for this chapter for a while. Before, your goals may have felt vague, just a feeling or a pull toward something. But now you can clearly say, this is what I want. The combination of 3 Wands and a Magician is incredibly powerful. It's like you already have the plan, the tools, and the skills, and now you are executing step by step. It reminds me of taking an exam where you predicted the questions, you know exactly how to solve them, and you've brought all the tools you need. This isn't a win without effort storyline, but this is a confident, mentally stimulating, and exciting journey that suits you perfectly. Now the Devil as the underlying energy adds another layer. In this new chapter, you radiate a kind of irresistible magnetism. The Devil's charm is raw, direct, and almost addictive. It's like some people are drawn to coffee and some to chocolate, but what really hooks them is the caffeine. And you are the caffeine. You carry that pure, undeniable quality that people can't resist. Combined with the Magician, this is a dominant, influential energy. Whether in love or career, you hold the upper hand. This combination reminds me of characters like the lead in The Wolf of Wall Street or even Elizabeth Holmes from Theranos. There is something bold, risky, and deeply captivating about this energy. But here's the subtle warning. The magnetism doesn't just affect others. It can also affect you. It's like the Greek myth of Narcissus. He's very handsome and admired by everyone, but ultimately consumed by his own beautiful reflection. I'm not saying you are narcissistic, but this is about the risk of becoming overly absorbed in your own desires or image. That's why the Devil also highlights the importance of self-awareness and control, because Devil is associated with Capricorn energy. If you can maintain inner structure and clarity, you'll be unstoppable in achieving your goals. Next, let's look at what you need to know about this new chapter. You have 6 of Pentacles and the Tower. At the bottom of the deck, we have Queen of Swords. Alright, this tells me that in your new chapter, you step into a role of wisdom and authority. The message here is very clear. This is about establishing or restructuring fairness and order. The situations you encounter may feel complex, not in a negative way, but in the sense that people and environments are multi-layered and not easy to read. There's no single defining trait. You need to assess things case by case. You or the people you deal with carry this kind of complexity. In this chapter, you'll face difficult decisions. For the sake of fairness and balance, you may need to make cuts, even if it means affecting others' interests or your own. Some of you may step into environments related to rules, systems, or even legal structures, but even if not, you'll still encounter situations that require careful judgment and balance. You may even find yourself challenging authority. But here's the key. You are also becoming authority, even if you don't feel like it yet. I see moments where your firm stance will establish your position. The Queen of Swords is intelligent and strategic. You are not acting impulsively. You will handle situations with precision, communication skills, and a subtle energy. The Tower here, it feels more like a shift in power, like a crown being removed and passed on. You don't destroy everything. You transform the structure, and in doing so, you may rise into a new position of influence. On a more personal level, this can also mean becoming more disciplined, breaking free from unhealthy patterns, and stepping into greater independence. You won't become cold. You'll simply stop over-investing or over-depending on others, because the one who gives too much power away is the one who gets controlled. At the same time, you won't overtake either. There's strong self-regulation here. And finally, let's look at how to achieve the best outcome. We have 8 of Pentacles and 7 of Pentacles. At the bottom of the deck, we have 10 of Wands. Yes, you absolutely have the potential for success in this new chapter, but the key is stay grounded. For you, slow is fast. Being strategic doesn't mean taking shortcuts. Remember, the devil energy we saw earlier will also show up as a test. How to use your advantages wisely without rushing or making impulsive decisions. The 8 of Pentacles speaks of mastery, skill, and dedication. The 7 of Pentacles is about patience and long-term investment. This means continuing your efforts even when there's no immediate progress, no feedback, no external validation. And 10 of Wands highlights the pressure you may feel along the way. At some point, that pressure might make you doubt yourself or tempt you to take shortcuts. You might feel that internal tension building, but here's your solution. Focus on the process. Find fulfillment in the act of doing, in the consistency, the effort, the presence. Your sense of stability don't come from what you produce, but from the fact that you are showing up and doing the work. In this chapter, the most important thing you need to embody is consistency. And consistency isn't simple. It actually requires strategy and self-management. You're building an inner system, mental structure, discipline, emotional resistance, and that will support you in achieving goal after goal. That's your real secret weapon. So once again, don't rush for quick wins. Don't rely on luck or shortcuts. The pressure you feel isn't really from the work itself. It comes from resisting your own growth. Your oracle card here is Waxing Crescent Moon. Have faith in your dreams. This aligns perfectly with your reading. I sense that one of your tendencies is to lose momentum during the process, but the card is reminding you your dream is already taking shape. No matter what happens along the way, the ending is positive. So if you face setbacks or moments of doubt, and you start questioning whether your dream is even possible, that's not an ending. Stay focused on the journey itself, because what you consistently do every day speaks louder than the final result. To everyone who chose Group 3, I'm sending you so much love and blessings, and I'll see you in the next reading.